Temu don't make Land Rovers, but if they did, it may look something like this. But what they do have is off-road equipment. So we spent £200 on off-road equipment to see if it's any good and whether it's actually useful. This video is in collaboration with Temu, so everything I used, you're going to get an honest review, but you're also going to get a link to it and the price of it on the bottom of the screen. So you can go through my links and buy everything we used today. If you've seen the previous episode on the Freelander, you'll know that it is going to enter an off-road battle versus Rob's Discovery 3 and my old Gold Discovery 2 that Max is going to be driving. Yes, it's at a serious disadvantage, unfortunately. So everything that I've ordered from Temu is designed to give me an advantage when I'm off-road. Most of it, some of it's aesthetic. And we'll start with these. And what these are, as it says, tyre deflation system. So this is going to go off-road on its road slicks. So the only chance I've got of gaining any sort of traction is to deflate them dramatically. So obviously you screw these onto the tyre valve and you set your pressure. They're actually quite nice, look, like a little bag that come in and everything, little wetsuit bag. And yeah, so you set your pressure, screw it onto the valve and then just let it do its thing. Press go by doing that. So they're really cool. They come in a little bag, and I think in the bag you've got instructions in case you don't know how to deflate a tyre, and valve cap. Let's see if it can deflate the Freelander. We'll go 15 psi. Lock it off. I like that, it's good. The beauty of this product is, obviously you can do multiple tyres at a time. So we'll go and do another one while that one's doing its thing. And let it fart away. I much prefer it doing that. Probably shouldn't let it do that. All right, so product one. It's a win from me. Is it necessary? Not really. Is it cool? Yeah. Does it save you time? Yeah, I'd rather go and have a burger than sit here and watch the air come out of the tyres. So, yeah, but if you've let your air out of all of your tyres, on these it's not too bad, but obviously on like a 35-inch tyre, it's going to take you quite a while to pump it back up, which brings me on to the next product, which is this. And this is quite a powerful tyre inflator. Obviously, like I say, if you're going to drop the pressure out of all 4 tyres, you're going to need to be able to pump them up quite quickly. Why is this good for off-road? Well, there's a truck on the back for a start. So it's actually designed for 4x4s. Comes in a carry bag, got a long hose to reach all of your tyres, and it's quite a decent bit of kit with a digital screen on it and everything else like that. So let's pump the tyre back up and see how long it takes with this. How do you turn it on? That's, unless that 12-volt socket's dead.
It shouldn't be, it works.
Ah. Did you just wiggle it? Yeah, just lit up. Wiggle it again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, leave it there. 35. 0. There. We'll set this to 35 psi. And then we'll hook it onto the tyre. And we'll see how long it takes to pump it back up. It's supposed to be quite quick. We're at 14.6 psi. Wow. That is quite fast. That's glitchy. We have got another test for this in a minute. This spare tyre on the back door. Again, if you've seen the previous episode, you'll know that that was flat when I leant on it. So we'll use this to see if we can pump that up. When you're off-road, you don't really want to be getting this in and out of the car too much, which is why it's good that it comes with a big, long, squiggly hose like this. And Temu sell ratchet straps like this, little seatbelt buckle ratchet straps. That means I can mount it in the boot and it will stay there securely when we're trying to put this thing on its roof. Like so. Right, there you go. That will stay there when we're off-road. And it also gives me an opportunity to take advantage of a Freelander and pump the rear tyre up on the back door. For the price of that air compressor, I now have onboard air, as they like to call it in the overlanding community. Nice. Second product, still a win. Right, next on the list, and this is, we're getting a little bit more specific to off-roaders now. It's something I've wanted for a very long time, actually, and that is a soft shackle. So the idea of this is when you're off-road, thanks Rob. So the idea of this is when you're off-road, you put that through there like that, and that basically gives you an extension to towing hooks. I would say like this, but ideally you're not supposed to use these when you're off-road because they're not really strong enough. For the purposes of this, and for aesthetics a little bit as well, we shall attach the soft shackle to this. Reason being, when we're off-road and we inevitably get stuck, which we will because we're on road tyres and it's a Freelander, getting a hook from a winch or a tow rope around that would be an absolute nightmare. So the idea is, you fit a monkey knuckle like this, or a soft shackle, I call them monkey knuckles. You fit this, better than a moose knuckle, yeah. That then slips up like that. And then you now have an extremely strong recovery point that won't come off, and you can hook loads of stuff to ropes, winches, all that sort of stuff. So that just lives there like that, and that's much easier to grab when the mud's up to here. Can't go wrong really. It's like Dyneema rope, so links in the description. That is our first proper off-road product, and I for one quite like it. Staying with the recovery theme, they also sell these. Honestly, you'd be surprised what you can get on Temu. This is a 20-ton towing rope. So, like, I know people question Temu, but you can't really argue the fact that that is quite a substantial bit of kit as well for the price. It comes with a couple of shackles. Shackles don't look quite as good as the rope, but the rope itself looks pretty good. So obviously with the Freelander, I have a choice of 2 towing points, recovery points essentially. You've got this one here, that can stay on there. But if you do need to use this one for whatever reason, that's where these shackles come in. So you get your rope, put it through your shackle, put your shackle through your bolt like that, and then do it up. That's the one. That then is ready to pull Rob's disco out from whatever swamp he gets himself stuck into. Almost go so far as to say it's a kinetic rope. It's a bit stretchy. We'll see what it does when we're off-road, but that's it pulled tight to there. See how far I can pull it. That's quite stretchy. Can you see how far that's moving? Yeah. I just feel it. We'll have to see how it fares when we're off-road. This looks like a really nice bit of kit. I am concerned about the stretch, to be honest with you. We will give it a good old test when we're off-road, don't you worry about that. So obviously subscribe to the channel to see our off-road battle. It'll be a few weeks yet. Rob's got a holiday to go on, he's gonna go and play a Mickey Mouse or something. But yeah, so this is the first product we've reviewed today that is a question mark hanging over it. Looks really nice. Aesthetically, it's gonna be really cool on the truck because we will keep it on the outside of the Freelander. But the stretch is concerning me. 20 ton, we'll see. But yeah, question mark, I like it, very good, but first question mark of the day. Right, moving on from the rope, and we have a pair of fog lights. Yes, they do fit in this box. Little tiny 4-inch fog lights, because what's the point in fitting massive rally lights to the front of a Freelander? I mean, rally lights look cool and everything, but yeah, so a couple of fog lights to go on the front of here. They'll look pretty good. We'll see how bright they are in a minute. I did buy from Temu as well. They've sent me out a set of brackets so I can mount fog lights to a tube. As you can see, I haven't opened any of this yet. It's exactly how it's sent to me. So yeah, a bracket so that we can mount those to a tube, which is like this tube down here. However, which would actually are really nice. They would be pointing sideways like that because the way these have to work, it has to go all the way around the tube. So if I could get behind it, I would mount them there, which is why I've kept this light bar on here. But because I can't get behind it, unfortunately, these brackets aren't going to be any good to us. I'll keep hold of them. I might use them at a later date, but for what they cost, I put the price across the bottom of the screen now. They're actually really nice quality. Like, you're not going to go wrong with those. This is where Temu is really good with stuff like this, because they're a bit of cast steel or whatever they are. Couple of Allen key bolts. Like, yeah, you can't really go wrong with those. If you wanted your fog lights on a light bar, I mean, it'd be quite a narrow light bar, but yeah, there's 4 of them in there. And they're not much money, so sorry I'm not using them. Our plans have changed slightly, but it does mean that horrible bar can come off. Right, so we've just screwed them straight to the plastic bumper because 600 quid car and Temu light. All we've got to do now is find out where the feed goes for them and power them off the back of one of the headlights, and we'll show you how bright they are. So that's them wired in anyway. Obviously, we've taken the bar away from here because we don't need it anymore, and it looks so much better without it. But these little fog lights, they're actually a lot brighter than I gave them credit for. Bearing in mind, it's quite a bright day out here. They look really bright, and this is main beam as well. Like, that's not just normal headlights because they're too bright to run as normal headlights. So that's main beam on a normal light, and yeah, they're pretty bright. So when it's stuck for hours and it gets dark, or we can go out green laning or something like that, they'll be a great addition. So fog lights, even though they're 4-inch little round ones, is a win. Right, next up is a fuel can, but I'm not actually going to put fuel in this. I'm going to use it for water, because when you're off-road, your lights, your windows, your number plates all get covered in mud, effectively. And you're never that far from civilization in the UK, so you don't really need to carry fuel with you. This is going to be, it says danger on it, but this is going to be used for water only, and we can wipe the lights and the windows down with it. You'll see us use it at the off-road day. So let's mount this in the car, because nothing can be loose in your vehicle when you're off-road, because if you do roll over, everything becomes a projectile. This actually has a key lock on it because it's designed to be on the outside of the vehicle. We're not going to put it on the outside of our vehicle, we're going to put it on the inside. It's got a full fitting kit, comes with it. It's got a nozzle in here. Obviously you turn it all around and use that as a nozzle. And yeah, be really handy to have. So let's fit it and see how it goes. Right, mounted it here. I have had to screw it to a bit of trim. I've used some self-tapping screws. It's not ideal, but obviously, as you can see, this bit of trim is removable. So it's the lesser of many evils. Was going to put it on the door card, couldn't do that. But this bit of trim is classed as secure because it locks in place like that. Then you get your can, chuck your can on there like that, stick your lock in. It's got the longest thread in the world. That's in. Yeah, that's it, it's good. So obviously you've got the lock as well. So if you do have the roof off, people aren't going to be able to steal your fuel / water, whatever you've got in it. Just don't lose your keys. Yeah, that's it. That's our water for the day. It can't go anywhere. It can't fly out. If we do roll over, it's stuck. It's safe. So I think, yes, it's sort of cheap rubbish, whatever, but I'll put the price on screen now. And I think for the little watering can, as a fuel can, questionable. As a little watering can, big thumb up from me. Let's move on to the roof. So there's no secret that fog lights and fuel cans and whatever else are not really going to help me against that. However, these actually might. What we've got here is a mounting bracket. We'll come on to that. What this is, in this bag as well, I'll put the link below and I'll put the price below for these because they're not as expensive as you think. This is, it's very windy today, a set of traction boards or sand ladders or whatever you want to call them. These guys. Now, these will actually help me off-road because our rules state that I'm allowed to use, or we're allowed to use, anything we have with us, apart from winches, but none of us have a winch. So I'm allowed to use these to take on those boys. It's the only chance I've really got because, you know, this hasn't got much articulation. So I'll put these in any holes I come across and they'll be good. And Temu also do this mounting kit so I can actually mount these to the roof rack. Now, quick side note, you can't buy roof racks for 3-door Freelanders, so I've got a suction roof rack. That's not a Temu item. You can buy them on Temu, but ours isn't because it was an afterthought. Yes, it's awful, but it'll do. So let's get these mounted up, and that should really change the way this thing looks. And I must admit, it's actually all really nice, like the way it's all been powder coated, and these are like anodized. Obviously these screw onto there like that. The poles come up through the middle. And yeah, so far so good on the traction board mounts. So we're just gonna build these up and then put them on. Again, this like mounting bracket kit's actually quite nice. So you bolt them on and then wash, and that's, you've got some rubbers that go on there and they sit on the roof and they slide into that. So yeah, we'll get them bolted on. Again, links in the description to these and these sand ladders. These sand ladders are actually really cool because they have got a cutout here for the foot of a high lift jack. So if you need to jack your car up on sand so you can change a wheel or something like that, that's what this cutout here is for. So they have been thought about. They are actually pretty good, to be honest with you. So, well, time will tell how strong they are when I'm driving over them at Slindon, but until then, they look quite cool. So that's the fitting kit fitted, or the mounting kit rather. Right, let's chuck these on. They just sit on there like that. Like that. And in my little kangaroo pouch here, we've got the big anodized nuts that go on. This is all pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend fitting them onto a suction cup roof rack, but for what we need it to do on our day at Slindon, they'll be perfectly fine. That's no reflection on the actual fitting kit and the traction boards. They're actually pretty good. These are pretty strong. Don't have any reason to believe they're gonna break. So yeah, mounting brackets and traction boards is a win. Temu straps are being put to the test right now. Rob's not happy that the rope's not tight enough on the spare wheel. The whole, oh my goodness. I'll link these straps below as well, because if that don't snap, then I'm amazed. Cool. Yeah, that's remarkable that didn't snap. So well done, Temu. Get one of those in the link in the description as well. Different lengths. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Turns out, if you spend a couple of £100 on Temu, you can actually get decent off-road equipment. Obviously, they're not going to do wheels, tyres, lift kits, anything like that yet. That may be in the future. But in terms of equipment, recovery straps, recovery boards, fog lights are pretty good. They're only little, but they fit, you know, the theme of the car. So yeah, jump into the description, check out the link. Thank you to Temu for sending me all this stuff out. Rob's going to do something really silly behind me. Yeah, thank you to Temu for sponsoring this video and sending out all this gear, and like and subscribe to the channel and check out when we take these off-road and see if these traction boards and everything else actually does make a difference. See you later.
Not today.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it just made me jump. Are we ready? Good. Rob. No, you're not. Yeah, you go away. Yeah. So I'll lean here because I'm cool like that.
That sentence.
Because I'm cool like that. Well, it felt awkward doing it.
Just point out a car.
Leave it alone. It's got feelings.
Opinions.
Love it.
Mate, that is so the thumbnail.
So to stick these on the roof, we need to clean the roof. And if you are a true final drive fan, you'll recognise this guy.